directly with the CEO to resolve this situation to the most expeditious fashion possible.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're running slightly behind. We do have a timed item for 1:30. It's a public hearing to consider an appeal, item 7B2 of the Planning and Building Services Department, action to adopt a negative declaration for development review DR2-2007 that would authorize Pacific Recycling Solutions to operate a MRF, a material recovery facility on property located off of North State Street, 4 miles north of Ukiah. This is an appeal hearing, and as such there are particular lines of procedures that I must follow. So to the clerk, has proper notice been established?
Yes, it has.
Okay. And to my fellow colleagues on the board, has any contacts with the opponents, proponents of this item made contact with any of the individuals? Supervisor.
I have had a number of calls from the individuals opposing the project, and I think a single call from an individual taking the opposite view.
Okay, thank you. Seeing no other comments, the procedures will be as follows. The staff will present a report, briefly summarizing the report that's presented in writing to us. Any additional written documents, any comments from the staff will be presented at this time. All staff comments will be received first, with the Board of Supervisors providing questions to the staff or the staff report, and at that time. The board will then hold additional questions and comments until all presentations are concluded. At that point, the appellant will have 20-minute maximum to present their case, followed by the applicant with 20 minutes. The clerk will time the items, and if you notice on the podium there's a 3-light stop-and-go light situation. The green light will be the allowance of time. Yellow light will come on to let you know that you're coming to the end of your 20 minutes, and the red light will conclude your presentation. The board at that time will note any additional written correspondence from the clerk. I will then take public comment. Speakers wishing to speak to this item, please fill out the salmon-colored speaker card. When I call your name, please state your name for the record. Please try not to repeat what others have already said. Keep your comments to 3 minutes. At the end of public comment, the applicants and the appellants will have 5 minutes to rebut and close. The staff will present any final remarks. The Board of Supervisors will present at that time any questions to the staff, to the applicant, to the appellant, and or to public comment. Then I will close the public hearing and bring it back to the Board of Supervisors for action. So I will first go to the clerk. Proper notice has been established.
Yes, it has.
Okay. I will now open the public hearing, and I'll move to the staff for the presentation of the report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an appeal of the Planning and Building Services Department adoption of a negative declaration for this recycling facility. This site has kind of a rich history of the last 10 years or so. It was the site of where I think it was Kirtley Shavings, or a wood waste processing facility, was located on the property. And then a number of years ago, Kiewit Pacific, who had a contract to do some improvements to Highway 101 and all the off and on ramps, located a temporary asphalt batch plant on that property, and that project was subject to development review at the time. And at that time, there's strong neighborhood opposition to that facility, and candidly, I think because that facility was going to be located there for a temporary period of time, and that the county exacted from that operator a sidewalk that was on the north side of Pomo Lane between State Street and just to the underpass of 101, the project was approved, and that facility lasted there for about a year. Subsequent to that, Northern Aggregates, I think they called them, at that time it was Hot Rocks, was the name of the company, proposed a permanent facility, asphalt batch plant at that site. And that site as well brought out strong neighborhood concern, and I think the neighborhood felt a little confused and jeopardized because they had allowed, without further protest beyond the hearing process, the temporary batch plant, but then the permanent batch plant was proposed on that site, and there was a strong public presence at a board hearing, and at that hearing, that project was withdrawn and is later moved on to the Harris Quarry site. So at this time, we have a piece of property that is zoned industrial, and the use for a recycling facility is a permitted use within the zoning district. And under the development review process, the only thing that the department has to do is to look at it and to see if we can find that there's a potential significant impact that might result from the project, and if so, it's subject then to the California Environmental Quality Act. The use is a permitted use. So in this process, you could not deny the use, but what you could do is reject the mitigating conditions. You could find that they're inadequate. You could find